Hi, welcome to Gluten-Free Meal Prep and Planning. This week we are going super easy. We had a busy weekend, went out of town for a fantasy ball, which was really fun. But I don't have time or energy to do anything elaborate like we did for week 2. So week 3, I am just going to do a protein shake for breakfast, and then snack for the morning is going to be an apple. Lunch is going to be a chopped salad, which is absolutely delicious and cannot wait to share this recipe with you. Afternoon snack will be a mix of bell peppers and broccoli. And then for dinner is going to be a cheeseburger frittata, which is quick, easy, nutritious, family favorite. And then for bedtime snack, I'm sticking with the usual dark red cherries with protein powder. Now we're going to make the chopped salad. Super quick, super easy, perfect for busy week lunches and to bring to summer parties. First, we're going to start off with making the dressing. We need 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And then 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Two tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. You can get the lemon juice from the store or you can squeeze it yourself. I prefer to squeeze it myself. And then 1 teaspoon of lemon peel zest. Super easy to do. That's our zest. Just get yourself one of these and then you scrape it along the skin. And it adds nice flavor to your dressing. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now we're just going to shake that up. And it's all done. Set that off to the side and we'll make our salad. Okay, so for our base is black beans and chickpeas. So I got them already drained and rinsed. And we will put those into our bowl. And then we have a 1/2 cup of chopped cucumber. Add that in. Then a 1/2 cup of cherry tomatoes and a 1/2 cup of chopped fresh basil. Add that in. And then 1/2 cup of chopped red onion. And then you do 1/4 cup of black olives, 1/4 cup of green olives, or olives of your choice. I measured them out whole, and then I chop them up because when I'm dividing these up into my containers for the week, I'm an olive lover. I want to make sure that each container has olives. And then shake up the dressing. Pour that on. Stir it up and you're done. You're ready to go. So that is lunches for the week. I will also post the written out recipe for you and hope you enjoy. If you make it, leave a comment letting me know how you liked it. Today we're going to make a cheeseburger frittata. It is pretty quick, pretty easy to make. Easy for a weeknight meal if you don't have a lot going on. Prep time's about 6 minutes. Cooking time's about 24 minutes. So that would allow you to do a couple other things while it's in the oven baking. Okay, so we have 8 large eggs in our bowl. And then we're going to add half a cup of almond milk. A 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1/4 teaspoon onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. That is my salt of choice. And we're going to whisk that together and set aside. Now we're heating 1 tablespoon of olive oil in an oven-safe pan. I use cast iron, so then that way it's a one-pot ordeal. You can cook everything in this, and then you stick it in the oven to bake. Being able to do that, I use the 93% lean ground beef, so then that way there's no oil to have to strain out before adding all your other ingredients, because you don't want to lose any of your onion or anything else that we are going to be adding in. So we'll throw that in and let that brown up. While the meat is browning, we have half a cup of chopped onions and then half a cup of chopped tomato, but with the seeds removed. So you want to remove the juicy part of the tomato, so then your frittata does not get soggy. This will keep it so you still have your tomato, but not all the juices that come along with it. Now that the meat is pretty much brown, we're going to add in our half a cup of onion. And then another 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, salt and pepper. And then you're going to stir that up and cook it until the onion is translucent. Now that the onion is translucent and the meat is cooked, we're going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to add our egg mixture, tomatoes, and cheese. So the egg mixture's in. Then we'll add the tomatoes first so they don't get burnt while they're in the oven. And then it's about 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese or cheese of your choice. And you could always add extra things like bacon if you wanted to. And now we're all set to throw this in the oven at 425 for about 12 to 15 minutes until it is set in the center. And then when we're done, we'll remove it, let it cool for 5 minutes, and then remove it from the skillet and cut into 8 equal pieces. Snacks, we're going to go super easy. This week, I had extra vegetables left over from recipes. Went a little heavy on my broccoli purchasing when I made broccoli salad last week. So we're just going to container up like a mixture of some broccoli and some sweet peppers. And this will be my afternoon snack. So just using up what's in the fridge so we're not wasting. And yeah, that's it. I did have to cook it for a couple extra minutes. I might have went a little heavy on the cheese because I was being fancy and didn't actually measure out a cup. So the center is set. So we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes before taking it out of the pan. All right, now we're ready to take it out of the pan. I find it easier to just cut it in the pan and serve it out that way. But that is what it looks like. That is your cheeseburger frittata. If you make it, let me know. Let me know what you think. Again, you can add additional things to it, like jalapeno peppers, bacon, different kinds of cheese. You know, make it your own. I hope you enjoy it.